attending over there. It's really exciting. I think I've this is the first time we've actually done anything like this specifically. We do our live streams on occasion out of here where we teach. We usually do. We'll have like a little. Sometimes a musical guest, and we'll do like one cocktail and things like that. But this is kind of new for us, so we're really excited about doing this. Um, the I just wanted to take a second, kind of introduce Josh and Patrick, sort of, and tell you a little tiny bit about the company. I've met I think about half of the folks from Associated Brands that came to the trade show when I was there, and then the other half I didn't get a chance to meet. So nice to meet you guys, kind of virtually or whatever. But so my name is Lawrence and Lawrence Batterton. I started King Floyds about 5 years ago, but I've been in the herbal extract business on the medicinal herbal side of things. So like things you find for about 25 years. So things you find in like health food stores like echinacea extract and kava extract and things like this. And kind of got interested in the cocktail business, bitters thing through that. So about maybe 7 or 8 years ago, around 2013, I started playing with some different extracts and making my own cocktail bitters. Started with an aromatic, and it's kind of a deal where I make up what I thought was good, and then I would take it into my local bars, a couple of different ones, and one of them was one of the formative ones was with Josh here, who would kind of taste things and go, a little more of this, a little bit less of that, and that sort of thing. He gave me a lot of directions. So after about maybe I don't know 12 or 13 versions of our aromatic, I kind of came up with this original aromatic with a lot of help from people that really have a palate for this kind of thing as well. So that's kind of the most complex one we do. But from there, about 5 years ago, started the company King Floyds. As the kind of the hobby got really expensive, started a business and all of that stuff, and started kind of the concept of King Floyds. So um, and so after that, we did an orange and a cardamom, and now we have a pretty big array. We've got about 10 different flavors that we make: cherry cacao, scorched pear and ginger, grapefruit rosemary, green chili, chocolate, and and a straight up ginger. Then we do one a wild plum. The plums, by the way, we grow ourselves, and things like that. So everything we do is in small batches, and we taste it all the way through every process. We either percolate or macerate the herbs, the individual herbs, and then we blend them into the various flavors that we make. And yeah, so that's kind of a little bit about King Floyd's, how we started. And so thank you, Patrick, for hosting all of this. Really, really appreciate it. And so our goal is to, at least from our standpoint, it's not necessarily teach you guys how to make some of these drinks per se, but more to spark the interest of your customers in creating their own thing and creating their own drinks. And so that's what hopefully Josh and Patrick are going to talk about there a little bit, and that's about it. So thank you and welcome, and we
That's my
will.
time.
That is it. That's my alarm. I gotta get off now. Thank you guys.
All right, there we go. So, everyone, my name is Josh. I'll be working with Patrick today. I'm going to give you guys some elevator pitches and show you how you make cocktails, etc. I'm pretty sure we're all comfortable and used to doing that. We're also going to just go through basically what kind of paint you're going to be using to create a masterpiece. There's my favorite analogy for this product is basically if you Yogi Bear it up enough and fuck up a recipe just a little bit too much, you make an entire new cocktail. There's nothing wrong as far as making cocktails. We are nothing but artists when you're behind the bar, and this is your spice rack right here. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and let Patrick give a little intro and start off this first cocktail, and then I'll kick it back on over to me, and then we'll get started. All right? Sound good, Pat?
Sounds good, Josh.
All right, my man. Take it away.
Thank you, sir. I'm just going to do a little introduction on basic bitters. In case anybody doesn't know, because I didn't always know. I've been a bartender for 31 years, and it was just about 10, 12 years ago that I figured out that I really wanted to be a bartender. my horrible ex-wife was like, "Oh, hey, do you just want to be a bar guy your whole life?" And I was like, you know what? Actually, I do. It's fun, and you get paid to hang out in the bar, really, and make people happy. It's kind of like a clown. But so we're thinking about bitters here. What are bitters? Bitter tasting foods are dangerous, but they also provide essential nutrients. That's where the balance comes. It's just nature. Think of us, several hundred or thousands of years ago when we were tasting things. Like how do we first figure out that alcohol, even though it's not good for you, it tastes good, and in different quantities, it is good. It's a lot of trial and error, and bitters are they started out as medicinal products, like Lauren said, and the strength actually was thought to be in the bitterness, and over time, people figured out that with you added a little aromatics and a little sugar and a little sweet stuff here and there, that you could use that in not just cocktails, but in food and everything else. And thus the cocktail was born. The only difference between the bitters is think of bitters as salt and pepper for a bartender. That's all it is. Usually a good recipe for food is going to be, if you have a good recipe of your own or you follow someone else's, it should be straight up, but there's always a little time you need to add a little salt, little pepper here and there. Same thing with cocktails. That's what bitters are. And like lo-fi, the Amaro is bitter in Italian. They're just drinkable bitters. It's just these little bottles filled up with some water to make it more palatable, and you'll be able to wash it down.
Actually, wine. The base of vermouth is wine.
Excellent. Wine. Thank you, Paula.
Since BC.
Since BC, that's right. Which is a long time ago.
Long time.
So if we want to do our first cocktail, I can start off with.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to start off with a top shelf margarita here,
Really
which
top.
everybody knows. Everybody knows margaritas. So
I think you can call it a ceiling.
ceiling. This is a good one. I've got a few different little bells and whistles here that not everybody. It's not going to be available for every bartender or every home bartender, every business, but are things you can work with. And just like these guys said, it's all just, there's no mistakes. It's just fiction. Everything's a riff on somebody else. Even if you're making chicken cordon bleu or meatloaf, it's something that you've decided how to make because this is the flavors that you like. So I'm going to take a coupe glass. It's not chilled, I apologize. And let's see here. Get a little stove here. It's gonna have a little spice to it. Okay. Half of a nice reposado tequila, or you can use Blanco, whatever you like. Again,
That's
or mezcal if you want. If you're on the smoky side, you are. About I do
I always use
ounce and a half of Cointreau. Yeah. Go ahead.
Coming through.
oh, sorry.
This is a traditional margarita recipe. Margarita, the American bar owner in Mexico 150 years ago, that was her name. She came up with this cocktail, apparently. People ask for it. Also, it's just tequila, Cointreau, and lime juice. You know what I'm saying? Give it a shake. We're going to do, what I want to do is add a little bit of these, just the ones that I really like. Where's the scorched pear?
Never thought of that.
Is this right? Yeah. Now this is going to make it. This is going to give you a little scorched pear. So about 2 dashes of that. Scorched pear.
Hey, Patrick, quick question. The margarita is a 150-year-old recipe?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
152 if we're gonna be picky.
It's probably over.
I want some lime juice.
It's like a skinny margarita. You can. There's a lot of people will add agave. Add agave, or like an agave simple syrup, or a different flavored simple syrup. That's the sweetener. That's the sweetener. I'm not going to do it. No, not yet. Not quite yet. For me. And it's a new thing for bartenders just to put a pinch on top, because that way you can still get your salt and you can still get the looks, but a lot of that I just don't like the messy salt look on
I
it.
always just did one side.
Yeah.
One side.
So we got this.
There is one.
I have my whipper. It's basically, like Whippets CO2 cartridges. It's an instant thing. You put these in here, charge it. This, my recipe.
Josh, I'm gonna find some.
Yeah, that's what I scale.
Ounce and a half
Green
of syrup, King Floyd's ginger syrup, 4 ounces of egg whites, and 2 ounces of regular simple syrup. I made this at 10 o'clock this morning, so it's setting up a little bit. Shake it up, and give it a squirt just to make sure it's. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I'm gonna lay this on top here. This is a ginger lime foam.
Ooh,
Take a little bit.
nice.
I just bought one of those. It's an ITF whipper.
Oh, it's cool.
Keep it in a shaker or not, but there you go.
And then just a pony on that, because you're talking about not everyone has the bells and whistles at home.
Right.
Another version I would like to just throw on that, basically, like when you're making drinks and floating stuff on the rocks, you basically just give it a nice solid float. And I would say the easy way for people just like to throw another, additive, basically one of King Floyd's products, talking about the ginger cocktail syrup, is to use basically like a half ounce, quarter ounce. Honestly, it's really strong stuff. And then, mezcal float on top of that. Just shake that. It's going to sit right on top of your drink. So you get that burn right at the top with the smokiness, and then it smooths out through the margarita.
I like the ginger. I like that, but your pear.
Yeah, I can't wait to play around with that whipper, man.
Bitters is nice.
Wow, look at that. Beautiful.
But it'll hold up long enough. There you go. Wow. So we use the scorched pear bitter, the King Floyd scorched pear bitters, and the black salt round.
It's not going to have the same presentation, but we're going to get everybody.
Oh yeah, yes, we will. And so that's my top shelf margarita right there, King Floyd's bitters. But I really liked the pear and tequila and mezcal, stuff like that. I think that's a nice product that y'all have.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely love that combo.
I'll go ahead and make
Very nice, subtle with some heat attached to it.
Gotcha.
There we go. Here's to you guys. Yeah, I really can't wait to mess around with that fucking whipper you got back there, though. Ooh,
It'll change your life, dude.
yeah, I'm so stoked that I tried to get one, but they're sold out, so they have a special order.
Use liquor. I made blackberry crown royal for my buddy for his birthday. It's all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. Wow. Oh, that's got some spice.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. Going back to this thing right here. All right. So we had the Manhattan, the julep, and the old fashioned over on our side. So we'll just keep it a little bit classic over here and just throw the application of old fashioned, which is kind of honestly how I demonstrate for all the reps in here when going to different bars, restaurants, menu builders, etc. And say they're not too familiar with bitters. Everyone knows an old fashioned. Everyone knows an old Manhattan. And that's kind of how you break down the bourbon world of bitters. They're applicable across the board. But, you take your base little tiny taster of bourbon. You have usually a couple notes within that are very strong and potent. And then you go ahead and cut that with a little bit of water, and then it opens the bourbon up. And then you're going to go ahead and add a little bit of sugar, same thing, a little bit of citrus, same thing. And then you're going to top it off with a bitter of choice, which is usually going to be the aromatic or the orange, which are your two oldest bitters. And then that you just turned a 4-note drink, basically a shot of bourbon, into a very, very vast, flavorful profile that you can dissect a million different ways. And so I figured it would just be proper to start off with an old fashioned on this. Okay, so now I was going to do this traditionally with some sugar cubes, but then I saw Pat's vanilla 5-spice simple syrup, and that's kind of, and I was like, ooh, that's going to be too good to pass up. So we'll be using that later in a drink he makes, but I just couldn't pass up that simple syrup. Like, I don't want it to go to waste. I wanted to use it. So yeah, you can make this traditionally. Muddle some sugar cubes in the bottom of the glass, throw the bitters on that if you want that grit in your cocktail. However, we're just going to go ahead and use Pat's simple syrup, which he'll be using a little bit later. But it is a delicious product, so I couldn't let it go to waste. Okay, so right in the glass, we're going to start off with some barrel-aged aromatic. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're going to split that with our orange bitters, which is quite nice because our barrel-aged aromatic is a little different than the traditional. It basically takes all those sharp, notes of the 13 herbs and spices that are in it, and we age it for an extra year in a Cabernet wine barrel. And so basically what that does is it takes these sharp, strong notes and it smooths it out. It takes it from strong and bold to rounded and smooth.
I like those orange bitters a
Yeah,
lot.
one sec. Josh, you're frozen.
And then you pair that up with our orange bitters, which is pretty nice on the citrus world because a lot of orange bitters out there usually have kind of a sweetness to it, to where we make our orange bitters from a bitter orange, which is specifically known for its bitterness in the peel. It's not really an edible orange, mostly used in culinary practices as far as spicing and baking goes. So it's a very distinctual orange on the market. And then so you're going to match the same thing, 1, 2, 3. So you got 6 dashes right in there right now.
Hey,
Okay,
Josh,
now, go ahead.
you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
Yeah, we can hear your voice, but you're still.
What is going on in this world? Here, hold on.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Yeah, I might have to take my video settings down a little bit. How about now? Am I back? Paula, Patrick, am I back moving? It's still frozen?
No.
Yeah, okay, well, it's coming across the live stream solid. So, okay, so technically at this point in making the drink, you can start off with your 6 bitters in the glass. You can build the entire drink on itself. Okay, so no need for a tin, no need for a shaker. And what we're going to want to do is just throw a little bit of that orange on top. The orange that you would lack from our bitters in an old fashioned, I actually like to put back in for this old fashioned. Just I'm a big fan of textured drinks, and I feel like if you make it with nothing but liquid, you do lose I miss making drinks with sugar cubes because you miss that grit, that sugar pop at the end of the drink. If you make it with simple syrup only, then it's just smooth all the way down. It's just a textured part of bartending that I do miss nowadays, but the flavors you get from making syrups is just unbeatable. Okay, so I threw one in there. So you got your chunk of orange in there. You're gonna go ahead and throw some cherries as well. Go ahead and smash that up. All right. Basically, take your 2 ounces of bourbon of choice and throw it right on top. First drink I learned how to make with my grandpa. Every time you right out the glass for empty ice chips. Now, very easy to drink because it's basically the basic of all cocktails where you're going to be going towards an aromatic or a sour. This is where the bourbon world branches off from old-fashioned Manhattan. It's very simple. You can't go wrong in making it. And it's going to showcase everything you put on it because of how simple of a drink it is. Okay, now you can water it down if you want right now. If you're using good ingredients, I would because the ice does that naturally. But just give that a quick stir. You can dance this drink up or drink it just the way it is. Throw a smoked glaze, throw oranges on it. You know, like I said at the very beginning of the video, but you can really make whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a certain recipe, but what you're putting into it is kind of like it's how many different ways do you know how to make a chicken roll? You know, it's what do you want to pull through on the cocktail. So as far as an elevator pitch, I got an entire sales rep team in here. That's basically what I tell the customer is, do you want to put Angostura in your $70 bottle of bourbon? No.
That's a good one. I like that.
And saying that there's a lot of people that are
It's amazing.
what would we log into to see it?
And on their website, so go to, King Floyds.
Basil Hayden's a little bit. Perfect.
Right? All right, there, Pat. So what you got next for us?
Okay, let me just finish up on this your old fashioned real quick.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no problem. Take your time.
Because I brought some normally my our house recipe is orange bitters, raw simple syrup, and then whiskey of your choice. It seems to be popular, but what I'm going to do is, since I don't know what I did with my syrups, my simple syrups, they're probably back at the bar. I mean, yesterday when I went through 3 gallons of Bloody Marys, I'm like, I'm not making anything else today on my day off. But I'm going to mug sugar cube because I do like a traditional. When you have time, it's good show and it is good mouthfeel. You know what I mean? And I'm going to use a little bit of this Dave Finney Burning Chair Bourbon.
I've never heard of that. What is it?
What was the name of that bourbon one more time?
Burning Chair, Dave Finney.
Burning Chair. Gotcha.
Burning Chair Bourbon and Lip Service Rye.
Ooh, half and half.
And then grape happy is just hard to fit on the shelf.
So I use both your aromatic and your orange bitters. This is the bottle.
Okay. There we go.
Ah.
Burning Chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one out either.
Is that
Always like learning new things.
Yeah.
And then I will garnish it as well with a nice big swatch of orange. And a nice cherry.
Yeah, sure.
And then our next
Patrick, what rye did you say you used in your old
So,
fashioned?
well, we have the Burning Chair Bourbon or Lip Service Rye.
Lip service rye.
It's nice. How are you doing today?
I'm great, how are you?
Good to see
I
you.
thought
Nice.
you as well.
All right, my next drink, we're going to do the Paula.
Ooh, I've been
Easy.
waiting for this one.
Anybody can do it home. It's named
It's
after my
delicious.
good friend Paula. It's actually her recipe because she is a
And tweaked it a
bartender.
little bit.
So we're going to use some King Floyds products and the lo-fi gentian amaro as well. The gentian amaro, gentian is an herb that goes in. It's a root, really. It goes in root beer and it goes in a lot of bitters. It's a basic thing. It's good for your tummy.
Yeah, it's a solid base for digestion.
This gentian amaro that Paul has been selling from the lo-fi, it's my new secret weapon. I mean, you can put that on a cat turd and it'll taste good. All right, I'm telling you. So this is going to be, we're going to build it again, like just build it over. I just carved these cubes a little while ago, so I got some nice big rocks here, and this is called the Paula. So we're going to start off with, which is Paula in Italian. Sorry, I'm still trying to. I've had bifocals for a year, and I'm still trying to figure out how they work. I guess that's what happens when you get old.
Patrick, I just walked in on the line. You can put it on a cat turd and it'll taste good. I'm definitely going to be using that.
Yes, hey man, feel free. I got no original lines. I just modify them. 2 dashes.
That's funny.
Orange bitters. It's going to be 3/4 ounce. 3/4 ounce of the lo-fi gentian amaro.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You should have all the lo-fis.
Yeah.
The extension.
Oh, pick up on this shit.
Oh yeah, that's good.
The best one. And
It is.
I drink it by itself. It's great, like with champagne for a light cocktail. It's delicious.
You can
and
drink
really
it as an
good for you.
aperitif, digestif.
Yeah.
And then 2 ounces again, I'm going to use the Burning Chair bourbon. And you just build that over a big rock. I mean, a lot of times if you watch these bartender videos and pages that I follow where I steal some of my recipes from, and stuff like that, but you shake it and then you pour it over a big cube and then you garnish it. But all that's great if it's like you and your significant other sitting at home or a couple friends, your neighbors. But when you're doing 200, 300, 400 people on a Friday, Saturday night, you gotta you gotta load and go. I was a paramedic for 7 years. There's stay and play and there's load and go. So
Yep. And one more time, Pat. What was the use of the aromatic?
pardon me?
What was the use on the aromatic? How many dashes?
How many dashes of aromatic?
I used orange.
Oh, orange. Gotcha.
2 dashes, but you probably could use aromatic as well. It's up to
I think we
individual
added that.
taste.
When I did that recipe, I think I had that.
You could do that. You can add it, absolutely. Or probably just 1 dash aromatic just to balance off. Like your aromatic and French, they go well. They play well together. They're definitely in the same sandbox. And then no cherry needed, just a little orange. Express it. And then that's a Paola right there, after my friend Paula.
So the last drink that you made, the old fashioned, what all was in that?
The margarita, this one, that was his proper old fashioned. Sugar cubes, orange bitters, like starter cherries. Similar.
Well, we're gonna
Similar.
hold on to this one. The Paolo. I'm gonna do a larger one.
This
Sure.
one, the Paloma.
Did you try that, Josh?
Lola after Paula.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
Paola.
It's
The Paola.
Italian, right? It's Italian. You got to make sure you try it. I made it for my friend. The police chief was in here for dinner. Make it triple, all right?
Yeah, do that.
Was in here for dinner over the weekend, and I made him a Paula. And he's a big whiskey guy, and he said that's probably one of the best whiskey drinks he ever had. So
Nice.
Hey, everybody, if you'll rinse with the water that's on the table, your glass, I'm going to come around and give you a taste of this one. Did she bring dumps yet? Oh, she's bringing dumps. Oh, they already are. Okay.
It's very generous of you to share your drink, Paula.
And who's Sharon?
Yeah, they all get the split one. She gets
It's
hers.
mine.
bitters. Here, did you orange bitter it yet? There you go. All right. Strain and pour, and we can get some.
Wow, that's very light.
The rinse.
From my front bar.
Not like that. That's very nice. It's airy.
You didn't give yours. I'm gonna give them with a single ice cube on that.
Yeah, man, bravo. Honestly, that is a good little secret weapon you got there. It's my first time trying it.
What's different?
It's very nice. It's light. It's very light. Got all the flavor profiles that you want to
Oh,
hit.
yeah. That's
Right.
good.
And you can use that. I mean, I have guests that drink that on their own instead of like a port.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I'm a bartender. Been drinking Fernet for fucking 15 years. I got to try this by itself.
Right? That's a good one. Thank you. Help from my famous friend Paula. We'll go to the top together.
Yeah, Luke.
Wow, that is a
I'm
very
gonna drink this one.
yeah. I think you just made a believer in this lo-fi. Honestly,
It's very smooth.
yeah. That is some very. You want to try it by itself too?
Sure.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a staple in my bar at home.
Even a real high, like a whiskey, like with some fire, a high proof something. It cuts it down. It cuts it down just enough that No, that's that you can.
Well, it's beautiful too. 'Cause it's a low APV, but it has a very good flavor profile
Yeah,
without
it's really
strengthening the drink. It can be used on multiple levels as far as the bartending circuit goes. But yeah, that's a beautiful
That
Amaro just by itself.
Yeah. I love the color too. The color is beautiful.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. What's next, Josh?
All right, so I'm going to do a rendition of Mint Julep, which was the second drink my grandpa taught me how to make. Okay, let's see. Let's grab a nice glass. Where is it? Yeah, we'll grab this guy. This guy will work. Okay, so just a nice rocks glass. Okay, first off, everyone likes mint, so usually take off about 6 to 8 sprigs, throw it on the bottom of the glass. This is going to be showcasing. This one I can make a million different ways depending on if you got a sweet palate, then I'd use the orange and the chocolate bitters. If you want something a little bit more stiff, go ahead and use once again the aromatic and the orange are beautiful counterparts. They just always kind of go well together. But yeah, basically throw that on in there and then muddle. There it is. Okay, basically break open those leaves. Don't pulverize them. If you're making this at home, you just want to open them and express them. And you can slap them before you throw them on in. So we'll start off by making the sweet one. So we're going to be using our chocolate bitters on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 dashes of chocolate, because who doesn't like mint and chocolate together? And then just to bring back a little bit of that bitter while maintaining some citrus, we're using orange. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I know there's always different ratios on who's going to make what with how many different dashes. Like Pat said multiple times, you like what you like. It's whatever you want. Okay. So then we're going to go throw a little bit of simple syrup on that, depending on, once again, how sweet you'd want it. 1/4 to 1/2 ounce maximum, or else you're making Kool-Aid. I'll be doing a 1/4 ounce, so just some simple 1-to-1 ratio, nothing too fancy. Okay. And we'll be throwing a nice big rock on top of that.
That's a $2 ice cube right there, guys.
That's what $2 cubes looks like.
Oh, you get the good, the good ice, the nice clear stuff.
Well, that's it. I don't know if they sell them around where you guys are at, but
Okay, we bought this as a joke today because we've been making our own ice cubes forever. And then while I was looking for this lo-fi, we had to go to all these high-end grocery stores because not in a lot of the liquor stores yet out here on the West Coast. And they had an ice box at one of these grocery stores called Abstract Ice. And they sell clear cubes now in grocery stores, which I thought was fucking hilarious. So we had to buy them. That was my present for Lawrence. His birthday was yesterday, so I bought him some ice. Okay, usually just give that a slight little mix in the glass. If you're building it in the glass, that is. Okay, then you're going to pinch off the top of one of your sprigs. Go and slap it like it owes you money, and then put that right in the glass for a garnish. And that is my traditional mint julep, just made with some bitters to enhance the flavor on it. A classical old derby drink is usually just going to be just mint, bourbon, and some sugar. And with the flavor profiles of chocolate and orange being added to it, it does just make it completely unique to what most people are expecting.
and your customers can add on a couple bucks onto their mint julep on their menu, by I don't know. It's a great way to make more money off the cocktail by adding artisanal ingredients.
Completely. It's just good. I mean, vodka cran is a vodka cran until you put a lime in it, and then it's a Cape Cod, and then it gets put on a menu.
Really?
Honestly, just one ingredient can change the world of someone's opinion. And if one ingredient actually gets them to stick on that cocktail, it makes a customer in general.
Oh yeah, I definitely like so I'm a little behind because we're making for a group here the cocktails.
Yeah, no problem. Take all your time.
Your whiskey, and I'm muddling, but I'm going to do it a little different that's okay.
Absolutely. Flavor of life. Change it up.
Got the whiskey, mint, sugar cube, bitters, and what I'm going to do is give me a second here. Tools. I know where they are. So since we're down here in the South, we're going to do a little more traditional mint julep, and we just had a Kentucky Derby a week or two ago.
Yep.
Mhm.
That was amazing.
Ice bag, which is an easy, neat thing that you
I know. I knew you brought my ice bag. I knew. I was wondering if you guys were going to pull that out.
So what I got here is an ice bag, because we are in the South, and you know Kentucky is kind of in the South. You got your hammer and mallet, because you know you can, if you have an ice shaver or if you have a good ice machine.
Too. Really?
Make
Yeah, get the same one at home.
For regular milk, you got regular ice, so you got to do
Right.
that. And the guests like it; they think it's cool. So I already have all my liquid and ingredients in my cup, in my julep cup. I'm going to throw some crushed ice in here, stir it, fill it about halfway up. I'm going to start the distillation and the chilling process till the outside of the cup gets cold.
I got these
Top it off. It's great when people order mint juleps because it's a Kentucky Derby and they've never had one before.
I mean, that
They're
means
like, I'll have one. Are you sure you want one?
right.
Whiskey and mint. So we're going to top this off and get a nice crown of ice there. And then you, I don't know if I have any straws.
Oh, no.
Blair.
Mhm.
And then you just slap your mint a little bit, make it look pretty. That didn't work. Hold on, let me try one more time.
As a side note, that Kentucky Derby was amazing.
Right?
As a side note, that Kentucky Derby finish was probably one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
And a $1 superfecta bet paid $248,000. And you know there's some drug kids there, and somebody just said, you know, I mean, and that's why the long shot was started off at 99-1, went down to 80-1 because you know during the day, I got $100, I'll throw it on there. A lot of people got paid, but I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, so I pull for the underdogs myself. So
Yeah.
This is a mint julep.
Oh, beautiful.
That's a nines mint julep.
Okay, and is that a branded Nines steel cup there?
No, that's an Owens Craft mixer. Sorry about that, but yeah.
Oh no,
Cups are,
it's fine.
yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah. So there's something to milk. The only mint juleps I've ever had have been with the I mean, it's traditional to do with the crushed ice like that.
Yeah.
Right. Crushed or shaved ice. Yeah, it's traditional.
Okay. In a metal cup. Okay.
And honestly, what supplier do you use to get those julep cups, by the way?
Oh, it's just a traditional vessel. Thank you, Blair. It's a traditional vessel that they pour it in. It's just like it's like mules. A copper cup is just a traditional vessel. The story I've read and I think is most accurate is some guy in New York City wanted to promote the drink, and he had some copper cups, and he said it looked most cool in the copper cup, and that's what people bought, and you know, so that's what we do today. It does keep it cold, but it doesn't add any flavor or anything. But you know, who knows? Who knows why we do a lot of things?
Usually for $1.
Or $50.
Oh, that's good. That's good with the chocolate and orange in there. That's different. I've had a lot of mint juleps in my life, and that's different and delicious.
Yeah, it doesn't take away. It just throws a little spice on it. Yeah, I make a ridiculous one just when I'm behind the bar for patrons, and it involves similar to your 5-spice vanilla that we'll use. Just a messed up simple syrup that you have to pre-batch it. And then it also has so you chocolate bitters on the bottom and a lot more of them. It's a dessert mule, and basically build that up with the crushed ice proper. Put your bourbon on the bottom, fill it with your 5-spice simple. But then on the top of it, you just take one of those Underbergs, which is basically a German aromatic bitters.
Yeah.
And you tilt that upside down, throw it in the drink. So the entire front end of the drink is going to be, your bourbon with your aromatic profile, and then the bottom of your drink is your dessert nightcap.
Patrick, we love to layer drinks around here, floating, floating this and that on something, and then so it becomes a different experience through the
We'd like to
drink.
take you on a journey.
Yeah.
King Floyds.
Right. I mean, and just like if you're, as we all know, I'm sure all our hospitality industry professionals know that most guests, they prefer to be guided. You want to be guided through your journey in the restaurant.
Absolutely, they do. They like being told. They like the conversation about the piece that we installed.
Well, if you shake it enough, the ice so.
Right.
I've got a shaker and it has claws in it. So chops it in.
All right, so my turn again. We're going to do my final drink right now, unless there's extra special requests. This birthday suit. So I found this drink online, and I'm more of a traditional type bartender. I like martinis, old fashions,
Classics.
whiskey drinks, classics, but I do like whimsy and fun as well. And I thought this might be an interesting one to do for this presentation here.
Definitely is.
And it is delicious. There's a lot of action going on in there. And it's really easy. Most people have 5-spice in their kitchen. Five Chinese spice. Make some simple syrup with that and a few drops of vanilla extract. You have vanilla 5-spice Chinese 5-spice syrup. You can even go farther and smoke it if you want. But that was a little too much.
Couldn't smoke it if you brought the smoker, huh?
We're going to.
What is 5-spice? I got it in my cupboard, but I don't even know what it is, Patrick.
Chinese
What is
5-spice.
So it's got a lot of not fennel. What's the other really licoricey? Oh,
Anise in it.
Yep.
There's cinnamon, cloves, I believe.
Yeah, it's all your dark
I know
stuff.
there's 5 of them, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's
But it's good stuff. So what we're going to do is start off with 2 ounces of some Hennessy, some cognac of your choice. You can use Hennessy, Cavatier, whatever you like.
Hennessy, Cavatier.
And we're going to do 2 ounces.
And this is shaken or stirred.
That's
The
Cleveland.
ladies' man.
That's the Cleveland pronunciation. And
Hennessy.
then we're going to take about 3/4 ounce of Tuaca, which is a vanilla orange liqueur, also Italian.
From
You
Italy.
still want me to find, right?
Yeah, we're gonna use
Yep. Lemon juice, 3 ounce of lemon juice. About a 1/2 ounce of your 5-spice vanilla nipple. And then the King Floyds cardamom bitters, which
Yum.
are, yum, exactly. Let me use this little one I already got open. Nice and floral. It's going to give floral notes to it. Go 3-4 drops like that. So I'm going to do this before I take off of my form. I'm going to put a big cube in my whiskey glass. I'm going to shake this and strain it over the big cube. I'm not going to there's a lot of flavors going on. We're going to make these. Then I made some fresh made whipped cream, which is just some heavy whip, simple syrup and vanilla. I made that a little bit earlier. We're gonna put this on top because I think the sweetness cuts through a lot of this is a strong alcohol going on in here.
My
Even
favorite.
though it says birthday cake, it's not for kids. We're gonna do that, and then a couple little bit of like this, where the whimsy comes in. A little bit of birthday sprinkles on top. You could put them in a shaker if you wanted. These
Love
are
it.
my friend Chris, the baker here in our kitchen, gave to me. If you wanted to, you could take a birthday candle and cut it through the side and slip it down there.
Oh my God. All right, Patrick, I'm falling in love right now.
That's
Yeah,
it.
maybe that
Fun,
whip
whimsy.
with that.
So, like I said, I like
Are
traditional,
you kidding me?
but I
That's
like
beautiful.
whimsy and fun too.
That's
25-year-old Patrick would
I've
probably
never
think
had a cocktail with
Patrick
sprinkles
Pan.
in it. I'm so looking forward to it right now.
Oh my God.
It's just like I think everything is cute. I'm like, oh, that dog's so cute. Oh, that baby's so cute. Oh, look at the baby ducks on the lake and the golf course. Everything's so cute. 25 years old, nothing was cute. I was just angry and I wanted to beat everybody up. So now I'm just like, wow. Thank you, God. Because now everything's cute to me. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. You look such a cute dress you have on today. Oh my God, you're so cute. My dogs are cute. My girlfriend's going to give me a T-shirt that says, I don't always talk about my dogs. Sometimes I'm asleep. So, you know, it's like.
And here,
Now,
there you go.
now we got a birthday candle around here somewhere. Now that served with a lit birthday candle.
I'm gonna start another round of birthday cakes so everybody gets a try on that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, man. I think you're honest on something with that.
But yeah, I found that recipe. Not all recipes. I can't claim every recipe. I have a couple unique recipes that are my own. But this birthday cake I found online, and I just changed it up a little bit to put your all those cardamom bitters in there, which I thought was a nice addition. Just like
Well, I like.
Oh yeah.
We were talking on the phone.
Wow.
I have over like 500 recipes for this place that I made just for them using their stuff, and I never would have thought of putting cardamom into a cognac and heavy whip style drink. I never would have thought of it. And so that is actually thank you. Like, thank you for putting that in my brain now.
Right when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And I'm not really a cognac drinker. But a couple months ago, one of my guests was like, "Make me a cognac old fashioned," and I was like, "Okay." And then she said, "Here, taste it," and I was like, "Damn, that's good." So yeah, you're never too old to learn.
Exactly. I was like, I've been just like you said, doing it forever. Never would have thought these flavors would have matched. But that's kind of like just going right back to the very beginning. That's what an array of bitters kind of do to your spice rack behind the bar. Just kind of whatever you want to make. It's just how many different ways you want to cook this chicken.
Patrick, I'm going to throw it super quickly out there. One of my favorite recipes as far as whipped cream goes is just a cardamom whipped cream. About maybe 2-3 dashes of cardamom, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, your tablespoon or 2 or whatever of sugar, and that's it.
Cardamom whipped cream.
Cardamom whipped cream on pumpkin pie or whatever into a. But I could see it in this application as well, or multiple, whatever.
I'm going to keep that one in mind, especially since I've got this delicious King Floyds cardamom bitters now. Boom.
There you go.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I definitely want to impart to your team there, Paula's team and so forth, is that you're just doing a phenomenal job of just showing, the creative aspect that people can kind of take with bitters and other all types of ingredients, but that's what kind of makes cocktail fun. You know, is the whole creativity of it. It's one of the things I've always said about our company and just bitters in general is that it's like we make paint here, kind of like, you know, and then the folks who are making the cocktails like you are the artists that are, you know, doing the wonderful things like you just did there. Um, and it's kind of like making paint versus painting. There's a big difference. We try to make the best paint we can here. Everybody's wrapped up in their birthday cake right now.
Dude, right? That's a very unique drink, man. Like
That is super.
Yeah, I know. I
great.
love learning things like that.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
that
I
is
basically
just fun as
any
shit.
cocktail I want, I know like 11 spices I can put into it. I'm
I've
like, yeah,
never-
I kind of know everything about it.
I've thought about using these birthday sprinkles, you know, and rimming or something like that, the glasses, but I've never actually done it before. Like before Patrick.
Just to let you know, the sprinkles don't make the drink, but
Well, I know, but they make it fun. I mean, they
no, and honestly, it does make it fun. You know, he has a big point on that. You know, that's
Yeah,
why.
whimsy. I'm a big fan of whimsy.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like that's the good side of bartending that I do miss. The people over here in California, I couldn't imagine going back to bartending for them. Ooh, but at the same time, I do miss that side of it as far as the entertainment factor that is, and just promoting a good time and everyone being solid. But you know, maybe I'll go back there one day. All right, so yeah, how are we doing on those birthdays? Do you have to like hand walk the whip around? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're just helping out. We're just getting everybody samples, and I'm putting a little whipped cream on everyone's.
Yeah, as I said, that should take time. Yeah, it reminds. There's one of our bitters, the grapefruit and rosemary, has this little logo on it, called the Bitter Brawl People's Choice Award that we won, and it was just for exactly what you're doing right there. I had to make like 220 samples that had an egg white foam topping on it, little tiny, ounce shot glasses. And everyone was just like, "Oh, we're waiting for your samples." I'm like, sorry, I didn't know I had to make this many. This is it's a lot of shaking. Okay.
That perfect to the T. The cat goes back with the birthday suit. I was thinking.
Okay, yeah, everyone was just trying the birthday suit, and I was just following them around with just to give a little whipped cream on each
So
one
why
because that
birthday
cuts
suit?
it's just kind of your birthday suit.
Oh.
Something.
You would drink naked?
Yes.
Ah. Oh, it's the whipped
Hey,
cream.
Lou?
I get it now.
You want to try anything? I'm drinking more.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna make Luke one of these.
Which one's this?
Oh yeah. Hey, let's Luke, do you mind stepping in? Hey, Patrick, for just like 1 minute, could we get Luke in here? Luke is our like compounder. He actually tastes and
The man
kind of makes everything really here. I want to introduce you guys to him real
Sure,
quick.
of course.
Oh, what's up, guys? Oh, sweet. You're right there. How's it going?
Greetings, Earthling.
So Luke's the guy that walks into my office and says, "Try this," and in our little pipettes, and then I'm like, "Damn, that's good. That's better than the last one we made."
Yep.
Usually.
That's what I do.
I mean, pretty much.
Pretty much, it gets better.
Not even. I can't think of a time when I said, "No, that's worse than the last one."
Well, it's never worse. There's times where things are different.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like,
Mm.
yeah, but we have to sit there. Like,
Yeah, we
everything's
contemplate.
made in
Yeah.
small batches, so it's
Yeah.
like if you can't mess things up. There's not a lot of room for trial and error. So we kind of got to sit there and be like, what flavor profile is taking over on this?
And dance with it.
Yeah, there's a.
Yeah.
So what are you guys making now?
Well, we're about to make a Manhattan. And I think that's the last of the 6 lineup, unless we have some special requests on Pat's side of things. But yeah, let's go and get that guy going. Or do you need a couple more minutes for everyone to sample out that guy?
I think I'm ready to go whenever you are.
All right, my man. So there we go. Another classic redone. Right, so martini glass. go ahead and throw that on some ice, get that out of the way. Let's see. There, we're doing this in our mixing glass because we're classy.
We're gonna make you one of these birthday cake things.
Yeah, I'm making birthday cakes for the entire warehouse after this, or birthday suits. That's what they're called.
Did you guys like the birthday suits?
Dude, I mean, I've never seen a cardamom used like that, and so that's all like I'm making them for everyone.
And it's noon here, you guys.
You've made a fan.
But it's for me now. But I'm glad you like it.
All right. So you got your 2 ounces of bourbon going in the glass, and because we like the Lo-Fi Gentian Amaro so much, we're gonna be using their sweet vermouth, which I am curious to try because I have not used too many clear sweet vermouth, so I'm really interested in it. So it's traditional. It's just going to be 2 to 1 for that. So 2 ounces bourbon, 1 ounce sweet.
Whiskey. Hey Blair, could you grab me a bourbon chair, please?
Oh wow,
All
that's
right.
real.
And then, well, I was going to make this a solid chocolate Manhattan just to showcase the difference of what bitters can use. Once again, everyone knows this recipe because it has an aromatic and an orange in it, just like the old fashioned. It's kind of how everyone dances it back and forth. But seeing as how I already used the chocolate in that mint julep, which you can make yours right there as well, I'm going to go ahead and switch it up for the cherry cacao. Just I think, I didn't know what the Lo-Fi sweet vermouth was before I started this, but after smelling it, I think the cherry notes are actually going to pull through pretty strong because it has some very similar notes on it, just on the nose, that is. So far we got 2 to 1 bourbon sweet vermouth, and I'm going to go and throw 4 dashes of King Floyds cherry cacao.
The cherry cacao. Cherry cacao bitter. You're going to use the cherry cacao bitters for the
Yes,
chocolate?
correct. Cherry cacao, 4 dashes. So just 2 bourbon, 1 of the Lo-Fi sweet vermouth, 4 dashes cherry cacao. Stir that up, strain and pour with a cherry garnish. Oh, it's so light. I haven't made a Manhattan this light, I don't think, ever. That is very strange to me. It does look quite interesting. So this will be my first time ever trying this cocktail, just for everyone making this as well and viewing at home, because I'm using a brand new sweet vermouth. So just on educated guesses, we will see how it tastes together. Can't go wrong with Luxardo's in your Manhattan. Yeah, it looks like just a watered down Manhattan.
So the color of the Lo-Fi is just real light. It's
Yeah,
delicious.
it throws you off a little bit, but the flavor is rich.
Wow, it is. Now, I wasn't expecting that. You definitely get the cacao notes. I feel like the cherry kind of blends into it. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, they're not a bad product. They're not. They're not heavy, which is what I'm used to as far as making drinks. A lot of liqueurs and vermouths that I use are usually thick, heavy. They have a thicker consistency in general. But yeah, like as far as the palate goes, like it's airy.
Yeah, that's good. The cherry and the chocolate notes in there. But
Yeah, so the cherry does pop through right in the beginning, followed through with the cacao. And that is still a full-bodied cocktail.
And you can use what kind of sweet vermouth that you wanted too. It all goes to taste. But I think that Lo-Fi has there's some anise in there that plays well all together with
Yeah, I mean, like
whiskey and bitter.
I've been
Beautiful
a
drink. Jeez.
dedicated individual bartender for Vin Antica for a long time, and then a couple Mollies. But yeah, so convincing me on new vermouths is not like kind of an easy thing. And honestly, the Lo-Fi is not a bad product at all. I do like their style of making their product because both the gentian Amaro as well as I want to try the dry now. But yeah, it is very unique.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's very light. It's great for a summertime cocktail. That's how I would put it. Like that. I want to try and make like a perfect. I make a gin martini. We call it cardamom martini. And it's just you just rinse the ice with the dry vermouth just to get a touch of that in there. 2 ounces of gin, a little smidge of lemon, about a quarter to half ounce, so I'd say third. Elderberry liqueur, as well as a couple dashes of our cardamom bitters, and like I just explained, it's like walking through a park during summertime. It's beautiful.
I wonder, do we have time to make that one with Patrick? Or
And we're going up on an
Pastor.
hour, yeah, right now. So if we wanted, we could. If not, no problem. I didn't want to have time for Q and A.
Oh yeah.
So if there's time, no problem. So no rush at all. But I want to make it like a 50-50 perfect Manhattan style version of that, using their dry and this
Now
sweet.
that's 50-50 Manhattans I like.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just confused on this product in general. It definitely it does enhance, and I want to see how it can be applied to a lot of different style of drinks that I make. Because I don't think I've ever had a Manhattan this light, taste this good. Like this looks shaken. And like none of the notes in that are carrying over, so you definitely get the cacao, you definitely get the cherry right in the beginning. Yeah, I would say that's a solid summertime menu item right there.
Yeah, I guess a Manhattan is a little more wintry.
It is, yeah. It's hard to push Manhattan during the summer, but yeah, summer Manhattan.
New name.
Another one for the books.
We're writing books over here, Patrick, by the way. Not really. We're writing we're writing a deck of cards. I don't know if Paul mentioned this or not, but
Two.
It doesn't mean that good.
Chocolate man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just want to get drunk in the afternoon.
I'm not getting drunk in the afternoon. It's tasty, okay?
We were tasting cocktails in the afternoon.
This is an educational format, Lawrence. Don't drink every cocktail.
I like to say it's first
The whole cocktail. You did.
Are they ever doing Arnold impressions of Lauda?
So like they say Lashda, not and Paul Maula.
Oh, Laula.
Laula and
Yeah.
Paola.
Yeah. I thought they were doing Arnold impressions of Lauda. Lawrence, you shouldn't have finished that.
And what I'd like to do, guys, is I want to do these like periodically and just do them in different markets. So do one in Hickory, do one in the High Country, because I think stuff like this is super informative, and nobody's really doing cocktail training or remove their bitters. All of us kind of all act. I've been doing this business for 50 years, and a lot of things I just kind of act like I've always known, but I don't really know. So it's fun to find out kind of background and be turned on to new things.
Yeah, I mean, no. Yeah, I would always love to do things like this. Honestly, the only thing that really happened during COVID that was beneficial to the hospitality industry is that distilleries started hosting tastings like this. And I'm always down to learn something new, as well as express other different brands and what they can bring to the table, etc.
No.
Okay, so
Feeling like I missed something there.
So it's not that far from 40. Okay. Okay. Okay, you got me there, John.
During the trade show.
Is this turning into the trade show?
At the end of the day, there are people that want us to the chairs.
How we doing there, Pat? Is it just you and I now?
Josh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have any. I'm not really set up for any bonus drinks.
Oh,
Right
no worries at all on that. No worries at all.
But I really appreciate your time and thanks for inviting me into your family.
Oh my God.
King Floyds, you guys have great products, and I'm going to be able to do a lot with it here. Since I'm the bar captain here on the Nines Bistro in beautiful North Carolina.
Absolutely.
The one we have two zip codes. The 115 is old school. 117, that's where the beautiful people live. We're
the newcomers.
But yeah, thanks a lot, man, and I really appreciate your time, and hopefully we can keep our relationship up and learn from.
I really hope so. I wanted to make that bloody famous.
That's what we need to do.
All right, then let's see. We got Paulo there for a sec.
He's talking. He's talking. You guys talking.
What's that?
I was saying, we got you there for a sec.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did you guys have any Q&As or anything we can answer? Elevator pitches, etc. Anything for the sales team?
So I think it would be important to mention the bitters. You know, kind of yours are double extracted, which are a lot more intense. Also organic, all natural.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can run through the entire lineup for you if you want, real quick.
Your little elevator pitch.
Absolutely. So basically, throughout COVID, basically the last 6 years, there's been an outburst of a lot of different bitters companies. And that's mostly because the Civil War basically brought two great items into our world. That is A1 steak sauce and Angostura bitters. That's apparently what we needed during that time frame. And since then, there hasn't been much to change the industry. Not knocking the Godfather or anything, but at the same time, our products do not compare. We do not cut any corners. Every single thing is beautifully made here. There is no watering down, except from the actual extraction process. Everything here starts off at a 190 proof and then gets cut down to where it's bottled by us and put on label, stickers, everything into your hands. Double extracted, that's a term that can be vaguely used towards the customer if they don't know what they're talking about. Because it sounds nice. But what we have is a very nice percolation and macerated format that happens here to expect the exact flavor profile that we want once and if not twice maximum. We do not water down our products. So when we say double strength, that is because every other bitters on the market is watered down because they're not used to getting strong flavor formats. That's why when people use Angostura or Feed Brothers or all these other staples that have been around for so long, they're used to making a drink with 5 to 6 dashes of that product just to get a barrel, just as a sip of it. So as far as comparing us to everything else, we do say double strength, even though it's not double done. It's not like distilling vodka or anything like that. It's literally, it's not cut down. So it's straight from the barrel would be like even a better way of saying it. They are very strong, and premise on that is you have to teach people how to use it. Because you always add more bitters, but you can't take the bitters out. So that is kind of my funnest way when I explain it to my sales customers is telling them that this is something you're gonna have to work with. Something unique. You're just not gonna know how to use it right off your hand, unless you do things like Pat and I here, where you work with it for a living. Our every single bitters on this line is made from the closest we can get to organic available on the market. Like Lauren said, we handpick our wild plums over here in West Marin to make this. Our chocolate is sourced from Gary Gelly chocolate, world famous. We do make the best of the best in this house, and there's not one corner cut. This is made by an entire, I would say, generation of bartenders. From Luke that you just met, that is our mad chemist.
Also from North Carolina.
Also from North Carolina. He was one of the bartenders that Roy and I trained at our bar, Perry's over in Fairfax. Roy and I, who's head of production, we all started at the same bar. Everyone here is a tenured bartender, making sure this product is the best that it possibly can be. Because honestly, for our entire career, every bar that's worth their salt or every bartender, like Pat and I were talking on the phone about, makes their own products. And we make our own products for our drinks because you can't get things readily available on the market. The only thing that really compares to us as far as quality is going to be Bitter Truth. And they're from Germany because the Germans make everything great. They do. All their cars and bitters, everything's great from Germany. But at the same time, that's the only thing that's comparable to us. We are the best of the best, and it's just a matter of time before we get there. So once again, if you wanted to make yourself a very nice cocktail and wanted to impress your friends with, this brand new $80 to $100 bottle of bourbon, which you shouldn't make a cocktail with to begin with. Just drink it by itself. But at the same time, if you want to make a cocktail, you're going to water it down with some Angostura.
Buy a $20 bottle of bourbon.
Buy a $20 bottle of bitters to go with it, basically. And yeah, that's it. Like, just imagine this is the best farm to table service you can get for the liquor industry, because that's literally what it is. And that's my sales pitch.
Well, and I feel fortunate. I was in Vegas during the fancy food show. Never.
Sorry, it's really hard to hear you, Paula.
I know. I can hardly hear you guys either. I need to be close. Okay. I'm here now. I was fortunate enough to be at the Vegas Fancy Food Show, which is fabulous. If you ever get a chance to go, yum. But that's where I met these guys, and I've been in this business for, 35 years. God, dog years, he said.
Call it 5 years, Paula.
And started out as a bartender when I was 17. 16, I was a cocktail waitress, lied to be 18. So I've been around this business for a long time. When I ran across these bitters, I tripped because they're really good. And we're super fortunate to have them in the state. Same with the lo-fi. Those are superior vermouths. These aren't like vermouths that people are used to. This is kind of going back to old school, when you use really premium bitters and really premium vermouths in your cocktails. It's the world of difference. People understand that. So I feel like we're super fortunate. We just started off with these guys when we did the trade show. Basically, was the launch in April, and it's going really well. And I highly recommend. They have racks. They have literature. They're super helpful. You can call Lawrence and say, hey, I need a rack. He'll mail it to your location. So for any retail, these are fantastic. And the great thing about them is they last a while. So you get 2 bottles of each one. They also have some fabulous peanuts with really interesting flavors. We're not stocking the peanuts right now, but you can special order them. I've got a few customers that have brought them in by the case in the cans. And they also offer 25-pound bags.
Oh, God, that's a big bag, Paul.
It's a lot of nuts.
A lot of nuts.
Yeah,
There's a lot of nuts here.
I really appreciate you guys. I think this is fun. I think we should do it on a regular basis. And, for the first one, I think it went pretty well. What do you guys think?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you,
For
Patrick.
hosting this.
That was awesome. And thank you in particular for your description of what the hell bitters are. It's like, thank you for that. I don't even
Most people never get the
it's
breakdown.
like, it's like, I didn't even think of that myself, and I've been working with it forever, but.
It is. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for your help, you guys. And,
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. And then, just to end it off, Patrick, once again, I hope we can stay in touch on recipes, because I truly appreciated what you have to bring to the table. And then as far as the sales force with Associated Brands, should you guys have any questions, need some help on any customers that have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, like Paul had mentioned, if you need displays, anything like that, feel free, myself or Lawrence, we'll get those out to you ASAP. And if you're having, some questions being thrown your way that you're not readily available to answer, or you need a special sales tactic, feel free to reach on out. We're very hands-on. If I was a little bit closer, I would be doing ride-alongs with you. Okay? So feel free to reach out at any point in time. And, I hope everyone from this, we can all grow together. All right?
all right.
Thank you.
So thank you again for your time. And with that,
Josh is this one.
I
For the
know.
last
Well,
hour.
but some people have had it running live. They went to the website and ran it live.
Good. Excellent. All right.
So,
What happened?
yeah,
All right.
They're just
All right.
the live feed for your feed.
all right, guys, take care. And thank you
Good
again.
night.
Wow.
Good afternoon, you guys. Thank you very much, Patrick and Paula.
Anytime.
And everybody there. Thank you.
thank you.
All right.
So I have